Many of us mere mortals head to YouTube occasionally to answer life's most important questions, and sometimes we don't find the answers and then are forced to make the video ourselves, which is what I'm doing now. And the age-old question I'm answering today is what truly happens if you put an APS-C lens on a full-frame camera. So the victim for this test is going to be this, my Sony A7 Mark III, which currently has the 28-75 Tamron lens on it, and we are going to replace that with the 18-105 APS-C f4 lens. Now any of you who have already watched one of these videos will be screaming at the screen, "You get cropping, you get vignetting, it's totally useless." And partly you're correct, because as you can see, everything is vignetted around the outside. But could that just be the lens hood? Well, maybe. Let's take that off. Obviously that helps a little bit, irons out the shape, but there's still a huge amount of vignetting. Okay, well what if we zoom in? Zooming in from 18 to 105 millimeters, you can see that there's still a fair bit of vignetting. It gets a little bit better, but it's still there. See, vignetting, you were right, it's totally useless. Chuck the lens in the bin. Well, I would say that, apart from the fact that the Sony A7 Mark III at least has got an APS-C mode. So therefore then, at the touch of a button, you go from this madness to this. No vignetting, it zooms in 1.5 times as per any crop sensor lens, but that's it, it's totally usable. And quite obviously, chucking a full frame lens on an APS-C sensor works perfectly well. That's my Tamron 28-75 f2.8 on my Sony a6400. And you can see, obviously there's no vignetting because it only takes a small portion, but it's definitely usable so you can swap that way and that way is the key. Of course, you have to remember that on the full frame sensor, the cropped lens also suffers with the magnification issue. So the 105 now becomes 157.5. And now it's time for a bonus tip. Hey you, are you the sort of guy who does multiple camera shoots all the time? I thought so. Occasionally using 2 cameras, maybe even a GoPro? The difficulty is syncing up the footage though, isn't it? How on earth are we going to do that? Well, my friend, the answer is simpler than you think. At the start of the recording, get whoever's on camera to clap twice really loud. If you open up your editing suite, Adobe Premiere or whatever you happen to use, and have a look at the audio waveform, you will see some squiggles and lines. Now either use the editing software to line it up itself, or look for those 2 big claps that you did at the start, and then line them up manually, and hey presto! Your video clips are perfectly in sync. Okay, now that you know how to do it, you can go. Another handy tip brought to you by RVJ. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Stop waving and get out of here. Goodbye.
Oh, do that one again.